mindless scrolling probably brought you to this video. But I'm not blaming anybody. Everybody has this phase, and for most people, it goes on forever. You've put off a task, or you're just thinking about the task and preparing for it, trying to be productive, but you never do it because you never start. Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. The value you're going to take away from today's video is how to get into the habit of productivity. Not be productive, get into the habit of productivity. The first step to being productive, completing tasks, accomplishing your goals, rewarding yourself, whatever, is to just start. Yes, you're thinking about doing that task from so long, every single day, you're pondering upon it, you're thinking about prepping your environment, you're thinking about what you're going to reward yourself, you're prepping your environment, like putting up all of your supplies and all of that, but you're never ever starting. You put all of that, all of your things in position, and then you jump on the couch and you start scrolling. So the first step is to just start. I know starting is the most difficult thing. It is the most difficult thing because first, if you've never done the task before, it obviously seems daunting, and starting it and just sitting on the couch seems like a better idea than just starting it. And also, if you've done the task before or you've failed previously, all right, you did not really accomplish it, or perhaps you do it every single day like studying, but you still dread the starting part and then you regret later. It can be so daunting, and your biggest fear is just to start. Trust me, it is none other things. You're not afraid of how long you have to work, you're just afraid of starting. And I know starting, I'm just telling you to start your task, but then obviously it seems difficult. So how am I supposed to do it? You have to get into the mindset of, you know what? Yes, I have this task. It seems very daunting. It seems difficult, and I'm very afraid. Like I'm afraid of it. I can't do it. You have to remember that whenever you feel this uncomfortable for doing something, you know this is your time to start. And another thing you can do is set a timer for 2 minutes and just start doing the task most of the time, because you get into the flow. All right, you get into the flow, like you get into the flow of watching the reels, so you continue for hours and hours. Once you get into the flow, you'll realize how effectively you're working. This happens everywhere. You have to recognize that getting yourself in the flow is what does the job. So once actually you start your timer for the 2 minutes, and you actually, then after the 2 minutes, for the 2 minutes you've like study well, you work well, but once you're done, you will actually feel like, you know what, I've survived it for 2 minutes, maybe I can survive it for another 15 minutes. And when you set a timer for 15 minutes, you'll be like, I've survived it for this many minutes, maybe I can survive it for 30 minutes. And then you build on and on with breaks. I'll come to the breaks point later in the video, because again, I have a very good tip for you when considering breaks. Because I know once you study, you study or you work, and once you're like, you know what, I'll give myself a 5 minute break. That 5 minute break turns into an hour long break where you're just mindlessly scrolling. You don't even know where your time's going, but you're just doing it because that's what feels most comfortable and most fun at the moment. But trust me, I've got a good tip, so you want to watch till the end. So yes, just start your task. Stop worrying, stop overthinking. It's as easy as that. You just have to sit on your table, start doing the work for 2 minutes. If you feel like, oh my god, how do I work out, just start. Do not complain, do not blame, do not overthink, just start. It is the only tip you have to listen to. All these million different tips, on the internet about being productive, forget about them. If you never start, how will you even complete your task? How you'll even be productive? You just have to focus on starting the thing. And I've given you a good tip, which is just start for 2 minutes. And most of the time, because we get into the flow, if you've got into the flow, your brain will feel like completing the task, so you'll eventually do it. But don't you dare distract yourself with the phone and just pick it up, or just go outside, roam around for half an hour and come back and be like, you know what, I don't want to study, I don't feel like studying. Don't you dare. Keep sitting and work on the flow. Keep working and build your time every single day. Then every hour of your day is worth $1,000. Just think about it. If you give that 1 hour of your day to a business person, or to like somebody who is very productive, or who's someone who's wealthy, someone who's rich in terms of their life as well, if you give your 1 hour of your time to them, to that business person, businessman, just see how in that 1 hour they'll be able to make thousands and thousands of dollars because they used it effectively. Whereas you're thinking of your time as just a waste, and you're wasting it continuously, not even thinking about it. Every hour, every minute you're spending on your phone is 1 minute away from your life, an hour away from your life. And trust me, you do not want to waste your time. Life is short when you think it is short. You've seen all those people like, oh, life is short, you have to make the most out of your time. Life is not short, life is big. The problem is that you're constantly diverting, like you're either in your pessimistic thoughts or either you're on the phone. These are the only two things where you spend your time. And not even spend, you waste your time basically. And just imagine, if you give that 1 hour of your day to a business person, they'll make thousands of dollars off it, maybe even $1 million, who knows. And you're wasting your hour into mindless scrolling. Your time and attention is the most valuable, even more valuable than money, because that can actually build you money. Okay, life does seem big when you start spending every hour of your day like in a good way. Okay, it will seem big because just do a digital detox, leave your phone for a day, and you'll feel like, oh my god, why is time going so slowly? Time does go slow. Time is not fast, time does never run. Many people from ever since the covid, people have been saying like time from 2020 has been running so fast. Do you know why? It is because you are on your phone. Let's be very honest, phone is a major reason. Your pessimistic thoughts are a major reason. Before that, 2019, 2018, we've been calling that time sweet time because we were actually spending it. We were playing, we were going to water parks, beaches, mountains, traveling. Now what are we doing? We're sitting at home watching the tv, watching our phone, working like a robot. What do you expect? You'll just find time going very fast. And that's why people have been saying, oh, 2022, 2025 went so quickly, you don't even know where time went. I'll tell you where your time went. Your time went in your phone. Your time went in your pessimistic thoughts, and that's why you never felt like this period of your life was sweet. However, every year of your life is very sweet. You just have to realize that and start thinking of your every hour of your day is worth $1,000. So start, whenever you're doing something, consciously think about it. Okay, right now I'm going to do this, but my every hour of my time is worth $1,000. So is this worth $1,000? Like, am I ready to give $1,000 out of my pocket just to mindlessly scroll for an hour? It's okay if you're watching motivational content. I'm not telling you to delete your Instagram, I'm not telling you to delete YouTube. I'm just telling that you have to be mindful in that, mindful in the fact what you're spending, where you're spending. You're very active in where you're spending your money, so why are you not very active in where you're spending your time and energy? So consciously think about the fact that, is this worth my $1,000? All right, and I'm not saying not to have fun. You have to have fun. If the fun is worth $1,000, go have it, go for a walk, but chase real dopamine, don't chase cheap dopamine. Then another thing is the power of taking boring breaks. Wherever you're studying, you're working, and you're like, I'm going to take a 5 to 10 minutes break, and you jump out of your work and you actually start taking your break. You don't even know where time's going, because what do we do when we take breaks? We either go on the phone. What else? Like, I'm just going to ask you in a simple way, what do you do when you take your breaks? What do you do? If you're going out in nature, or you're just going out for a while, stretching a little, maybe doing what you love, that's fine. But if you're going on your phone, and I'm pretty sure half of the world does this, if you're going on your phone, that is bad. Because see, you were in the flow of working, you were in the flow of studying, and you broke that flow for a 5 to 10 minute break. I'm not saying a 5 to 10 minute break is bad. It can actually fuel you, it can actually refresh you. But when you use that time in actually just on your phone, that your flow gets broken. You've built this thread, you've sewn this thread, you've the silver cord, you've built it, and now you were going so well, but then you actually go on your phone, you break that silver cord, you break your flow, you break your attention, and then you'll not feel like doing it, or most of the time it will not be effective whatever you're doing once you jump out of your half an hour break. So you have to start taking boring breaks. Once I finish my studies, I will leave my all of my study material out for like 5 to 10 minutes. I'll set it aside, and I'll also not pick up my phone. I'll sit in silence. I'll sit in silence, or I go into the nature. What happens this way is, because when you're sitting in silence, your mind's not getting distracted. You're already very bored. Okay, what am I supposed to do? This was supposed to be a good fun break, but I'm not getting to use my phone. You're silent, so you'll feel like going back to the work. And this actually, it keeps your dopamine in control, because if your dopamine was very productive, like your mind was very productive, you were doing the work, you were in the flow. But once you break the flow and you pick up your phone, that dopamine it scatters all around. Okay, that dopamine, it goes everywhere, and then you cannot, like, you do not have that silver cords. You do not have it. It breaks, your flow breaks. So once I'm done with my studies, once I'm done with my work, I'll either sit on the couch silently. I'll not pick up my phone. I know it's going to be very hard, but you have to do it. You have to do it for yourself. Who else is going to do it? I'm not going to come and take away your phone from you. You can do that. I cannot. You can do that for yourself. So sit in the silence, immerse in the silence. You'll just feel like, once you're completely silent, there's nothing else on your mind. Like, obviously things are on your mind, but you're not picking up the phone, you're not diverting your attention. Then you'll just feel like, what, I'm already bored, let me just go back to work. You'll feel like that, and then this actually works. I'm telling you, it works. You sit in silence once you're taking your break, and you're not picking up anything. You're not distracting your attention anywhere. You're just in silence, you're not putting your attention everywhere anywhere. You'll just feel like, okay, let me just go back to my work, let me just complete the work I have. And once the work is done, go out, immerse yourself in all the fun things you want to do. But between that 5-minute break, either go in nature or sit in silence, because that will force you, that will actually fuel you, refresh you into going back to doing the work you wanted to do. And this way your dopamine does not get scattered. It stays intact, and it helps you in getting the work done. And this is the most important the power of taking boring breaks, because this way your flow doesn't see. The two most important tips are starting and then keeping your flow. For starting, I've already told you, just start, set a timer. For keeping the flow, you take break if you want. Like, if you're like, what, take break, yes, take break. Like, divert your, like, put your stuff for a side, because if you keep doing that for like 10 hours straight, you keep studying for 10 hours straight, you'll already get exhausted. Trust me, no information is going to retain in your head. You have to take 5 to 10 minutes break. Go out in the nature, just go out, stretch, or take or sit in silence. You'll already feel like going back to work. Another thing is, do tasks under 5 minutes right now. If you've got a task pending, you write your to-do list in the whole morning, and then you're like, okay, I'll complete all of this. And most of the tasks that you write, like, if you write them, all of your tasks, a lot of the tasks which you feel like are on your head, like, I have to do this, I have to do this, many of them will take under 5 minutes. And if they take under 5 minutes, you have to complete it right now. Whatever you're doing, like, if you've completed your work, you're like, what, I want to watch my television, I want to drink a coffee, I want to have my food. If there's a task under 5 minutes, like, I have to clean up my table, or I have to take out the trash, or I have to just put in the laundry, it will take 5 minutes. So go do that right now. And this will help you, just getting things out of the way, doing it, completing it. Because if you just do it now, as I said, starting, do it now, do the 5-minute tasks now, and you'll have a lot less to worry about. Okay, then another thing is building self trust. So self trust, it builds like confidence in itself. It builds along when you're building trust in yourself. And when you do that, like, when you write out all of your tasks, and once you're done with it, you tick it off. You feel so good, right? It feels good, right? When you've got a habit tracker, and once you tick off that habit, you tick off the task from your checklist, you're like, oh wow, I feel good. Why does that happen? That happens because you build a trust in yourself. You decided, I'm going to do it, and you do it. So that is trust, right? Because when also you're building friendships or relationships with other people, if you feel like, oh wow, I've gained their trust, or they've gained my trust, you feel that your relationship is very trustworthy, you feel very happy, you feel very content. Isn't that so? So when you're actually taking off your tasks, you feel you know you feel trustworthy in yourself. And trust, it builds self confidence like crazy. It is a very good tip to build your confidence. And checking off your tasks, doing your tasks, exactly, not just taking it off, is very helpful in that. So get into the habit of writing your tasks, actually doing them, by the most two important tips I told you, and taking it off. Okay, it's very good. Guilt may or may not be rewarding. So, oftentimes when you don't do a task, you feel like, what, I want a rest, whatever. You actually get into the guilt or even regret for not doing it. And that guilt, sometimes it is so bad, like, guilt, it just feels bad. Now what I want to tell you is that guilt can be rewarding, because you know what, you didn't do the task, and you feel like, I feel guilty, why didn't I do it. You actually, you're like, you know what, let me just do it. But sometimes that guilt is bad, because you're like constantly fighting against yourself. The guilt is fighting with you. You're like, no, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, but the guilt is making you feel bad. So that's what I'm telling you. Realize when your guilt can be rewarding and when it cannot be. This is very important in order to mentally be productive. So keep a eye on that guilt as well, and make sure you do not let it overpower you basically. Digital and toxic detox. So as I've already told you, like there's already like you don't even know where your time's going. 2020 to 2025 and so quick. It's because you're in that pessimistic thoughts, you're in your phone, your TV tab, whatever. You're just constantly immersed in social media, your phone. So you have to take away this thing from yourself. Even the toxicity, your pessimistic thoughts, take it away. Do a detox, please. Detox your body, detox your mind. Toxic detox, like do it like cut out all toxic things away from you. If you feel like that's food for you, like toxic foods that's actually making you unhealthy. And even people, like take out people from your life. Some people, like just distance them away for a while. Just do a detox because it is good for yourself. And even digital detox, because just imagine, you don't even know where your time is going. How awful is that? You don't even know where your 24 hours are going. Okay, you're like, you know what, it's going in the sleep, it's going in my work. But if it's going in the work, why is your work not being effective? Why you're not working effectively? So you have to take the digital detox. You have to, every hour of your day is worth $1,000, and every hour you're wasting it. So do a detox for a day, even for a day, and you'll feel how long time is, how long a day is, and you'll feel like doing so many things that you've always wanted to do, but you never did it because you were diverted to that phone, diverted to social media. So do it tomorrow. Okay, do it today, do it tomorrow, but please do it for a whole day, and incorporate detoxes once a week or twice a month, because they are very essential for you. And the last tip that I want to give you is balancing it all. Being productive does not mean working all the time, does not mean studying all the time. You have to keep a balance. Now I'm a Libra, so I'll obviously say this: balance is the most important aspect of your life. It's one of the most important aspect of your life. You have to balance working, studying, while also balance your social life, having fun, doing your hobbies, doing all the things you love, and even balancing your social media. I'm not telling you to cut out social media from your life. There's so much of great stuff out there, but again, a balance. If you're doing your work for 2 hours, you get to use social media for half an hour for the entire day. It will seem so daunting at first, but when you actually try doing it, if you never try, you never know. And I know you, a lot of you maybe are like, you know what, I've tried but I've failed so many times. You know what, try it again. Keep your phone locked away for a week. Go out for a getaway without your phone. Stay at your friend's house for a without your phone. Just do it. There's so many ways. You have to start figuring it out for yourself. Or you're not even, or you're just giving away your time. Okay, you're like, you know what, here, take my time. You're giving your time away for like donation, for charity. You're just giving it away, all of it. So you don't even have anything left for yourself. So please figure out the ways. Please do it, or this will ruin you mentally. And I don't want to hear anybody saying like, you know what, I don't even care where my time goes. I don't care. I just don't want to live. Please, life is a miracle. If you feel any of that, watch my other videos about self-worth, about confidence, because life is a miracle and you have to be so grateful for getting it, because it's one of the best things that can ever happen to a soul. We all are souls, we are all energies, right? So getting a human life is the best thing that can happen to you. It's the most highest gift you can get from universe itself. So please be grateful for it. Be grateful that you're getting such a big opportunity to come on this world and live. Be grateful for it. Don't ever dread it. And remember to balance it all. So that was it for today's video. I hope you learned something or the other, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to do it, are going to be productive. Balance all aspects of your life and be the most best, confident, and that girl, it girl, this month. You're worthy, you're blessed. I'll see you next week, and remember to just relax.